Hello and welcome to Reasonable. In today's video, we will dive into the different reasons why multiple Iranian generals and high-ranking military officials are being targeted throughout the Middle East. In recent years, a series of assassinations targeting Iranian generals and other high-ranking military officials has taken place, with the most notable being the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani. General Soleimani was not just an ordinary general. He was a major general and commander of the Quds Force, a specialized wing of the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps tasked with foreign operations. He was arguably one of the most influential figures in Iran. His strategic acumen, particularly in regional affairs, earned him a significant following in Iran and beyond. Soleimani was killed near the Baghdad International Airport in Iraq, as a Reaper drone operated by the United States executed a carefully planned operation. Iran retaliated for Soleimani's death by launching more than a dozen missiles on a U.S. base in Iraq in January 2020, resulting in damages and injuries, but no fatal casualties. Iran reportedly informed the Iraqi government of an imminent attack shortly beforehand. The United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the attack was intended to kill American forces. However, some analysts suggested the strike was deliberately designed to avoid causing any fatalities in order to dissuade an armed American response. And more recently, Iran accused Israel of killing the Revolutionary Guard's Syria intelligence chief, his deputy, and two other Guards members in a missile attack in Damascus, Syria. And General Razi Mousavi, another high-ranking general of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, was also killed by an alleged Israeli airstrike in Syria on the 25th of December 2023. Mousavi was described as Iran's most influential military commander in Syria. His death marks the highest-ranking killing of a senior Iranian military official since the assassination of General Soleimani. Another example is Brigadier General Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, a prominent Iranian nuclear scientist and military officer who is regarded as the chief of Iran's nuclear program. Fakhrizadeh was assassinated by the Israeli government using an autonomous satellite-operated machine gun near Tehran in November 2020. And Brigadier General Hassan Tehrani Muqaddam, often referred to as the founding father of Iran's ballistic missile program, was killed in an explosion at a military base near Tehran in 2011. Now, let's dive into the different reasons why high-ranking Iranian officials are being targeted by Israel and the United States. First of all, Iran's nuclear program and missile program are two major reasons why high-ranking Iranian military officials are at risk for being targeted. The nuclear issue revolves around suspicions regarding Iran's uranium enrichment program. While Iran claims it is for peaceful energy purposes, global concerns persist that the program is a cover for developing nuclear weapons. In 2015, the United States, China, Russia, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom reached a final agreement with Iran that placed limits on Iran's nuclear program in return for sanctions relief. Under the so-called Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, Iran agreed to eliminate its stockpile of medium-enriched uranium, cut its stockpile of low-enriched uranium by 98%, and reduce the number of its gas centrifuges by about two-thirds. However, the Trump administration exited the deal in 2018, citing concerns beyond Iran's nuclear program, such as Iran's ballistic missile program and its support for various factions in the region. Fast forward to 2024, and the issues around Iran's nuclear program remain unresolved. But to some degree, the international attention has shifted away from the threat of Iran's nuclear ambitions to the ongoing Ukraine war and the Israel-Palestine war. Anyway, given the fact that Iran has made it a habit to occasionally threaten Israel with total destruction, Israel is not too keen on Iran acquiring nuclear weapons, especially because Iran has also developed relatively advanced missile capabilities. In fact, Iran supposedly has the largest ballistic missile arsenal in the Middle East with over 3,000 ballistic missiles. It produces a wide variety of short, medium, and long-range missiles with a range of up to 1,800 miles. This means that if Iran actually succeeds in building a nuclear bomb, it probably also has the capability to develop a functioning nuclear delivery system that could potentially hit Israel, U.S. bases in the Middle East, and even parts of Europe. This ever-present threat to Israel's security explains the long list of alleged assassinations on Iranian nuclear scientists and other officials tasked with the development of the nuclear program or ballistic missile program. Now, let's dive into the next reason why Iranian generals and high-ranking military officials are being targeted: Iran's support of various militant and terrorist groups throughout the Middle East. Israel and the United States accuse Iran of funding, arming, and training different factions in the Middle East, such as the militant group Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Syrian government led by President Bashar al-Assad, Shia forces in Iraq that oppose the Iraqi government in the United States, the Houthis in Yemen, and not to forget, Hamas in Palestine. In other words, Iran pretty much supports every faction in the Middle East that opposes the United States and Israel, as well as other Western nations. And looking at the map, it's evident that many of the factions Iran backs, like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Palestine, are in close proximity to Israel. And for this exact reason, numerous Iranian shipments of weapons and supplies to various groups have repeatedly been hit with Israeli drone and missile strikes in recent years, especially in Syria. Since the start of the Syrian civil war, Israel has conducted hundreds of drone and missile attacks on Syrian territory, supposedly targeting pro-Iranian commanders and arms convoys of Hezbollah. Also, pro-Iranian Shia militias in Iraq have consistently launched or attempted attacks against U.S. forces and military bases in Iraq. In response, the United States has launched numerous aerial attacks targeting pro-Iranian commanders and convoys in Iraq. Apart from these retaliation strikes in Iraq and Syria, and the assassination of General Soleimani, which also took place in Iraq, the United States has thus far refrained from attacking Iranian commanders and other high-ranking military officials. However, the current attacks by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels on cargo ships in the Red Sea could quite possibly further escalate the situation. In November 2023, the Iran-backed Houthi rebels started attacking Western cargo ships and military ships on the Red Sea, which borders Yemen. For months, they have led a series of drone and missile attacks on ships in the Red Sea. The United States and the United Kingdom have recently started striking Houthi bases and infrastructure to prevent further attacks. But for now, it seems that the Houthis still possess the capability and willingness to attack ships with missiles and drones. And given Iran's well-documented support of the Houthi rebels, the current conflict could very well result in further assassinations on high-ranking Iranian military officials. In conclusion, Iran's persistent support for various militant factions in the Middle East, along with growing concerns about its nuclear program and the expansion of its missile capabilities, is likely to trigger more targeted actions by Israel and the United States. Thanks for watching this video. Let us know what you think of our analysis in the comment section, and make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos and updates.